everyone, it's Kerry back with you today. So it's the 1st of June, which means our new freebie comes out for the Playing with Paper and Glue Facebook group. So if you'd like to get your hands on this freebie, pop over to the group. I will leave a link in the description box below and join us and have some fun with paper and glue. I have not had a play with this kit yet, so I'm really excited to see what happens when I play with it today. I did manage to convince my daughter to cut out the bits for me, so let's begin and see what we can come up with. My daughter's fussy cutting is a million times better than mine. So these are all nice and straight and precise as opposed to my hack job when I fussy cut. Okay, so I'm just going to layer up some bits and pieces and see what comes to me. Okay, so I think I've got a bit of an idea about what I might like to do. All that I have done so far is scored the lines on this little pocket so I could see what it looked like when it was finished. And then I've folded this double-sided tag in half as well. So I'm just going to get some ink now and ink up some white edges that I'll see when my project is finished. Meow, meow. What's the matter? Okay, so I've got my bits and pieces here to assemble my little pocket, and I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to use one of these washi strips down the side of my pocket. My kissy cat. I think she's just using the craft table as a thoroughfare. Alright, so I'm going to use my glue stick to glue on this washi strip. And it's a bit bigger than I need, but I'll trim off the excess afterwards. And I'm going to use it with this flower part at the top, so it sticks out from behind the clock. And just gluing that on the edge there. Just trim off that little extra bit. Okay, and then I'm going to pop this clock over the top, and I just want to decide whether I want the whole clock and then it can wrap around to the back, or whether I want to cut it. I think I'll just use the whole clock, so I'm just going to roughly fold it where I think I want it. Give that a bit of a crease. I can't find my bone folder, so I'll just use my scraper. And that's just going to sit on the edge there. And I'm going to use some art glitter glue for this one. And I'm just going to pop it on the front first. And just lining up the crease with the edge of my bag there. Just going to press that down. Then I'm just going to pop a bit of glue on the back of the clock and fold that around to the back side of the bag. Then I'm just going to take this little dragonfly and stick him down on the top. And I think I might just take that to my sewing machine and just sew around the edge. Okay, so I've just popped a little bit of stitching detail around that pocket, and now I'm going to glue that one shut. So just deciding which way I want that to overlap. I think I'll do it that way. I'm just going to put a very fine bead of glue along the edge of the pocket. There we go, and another fine bead of glue along here. And I'm just going to leave those little threads hanging there. So that's my first little pocket. I'm just going to even up this edge at the top. So next I think I'm going to work on this tag, and I've just folded it in half, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of ink on the inside, so if it doesn't match up perfectly it won't matter, you won't see that white edge. Now I'm just going to glue this one closed so it becomes a double-sided tag, but you could leave it open on one side or on the top, and then it would be like a little pocket. But for today I'm just going to glue it closed, and I'm just going to use some glue stick. So when I glued that down, I actually glued it on top of my inking, and I've picked up a little bit of the ink there, but that's okay because I'll disguise that with my other embellishments. And I'm just going to cut that tag across those corners. Okay, and I thought I might turn this into a little tuck spot tag. So I'm going to take the two doilies that were in the kit, and I'm just going to fold them in half. And then I'm going to layer them on top of each other around the edge of my tag. So that will hide most of that error that I made. And I think to disguise it a little bit more, I'm just going to pop some stamping in the background. Just got a little flourish stamp here. Okay, now you could pop a staple in here, and that will allow these pieces to become like little tuck spots, like this. But I don't want to use a staple because I want this to be double-sided, and I don't want the back part of the staple to catch on things. So I'm actually going to take this to my sewing machine, and I'm just going to pop a row of stitches down the middle here, about 1 centimetre in, so it catches both of these doilies onto the tag. So there we go, I've stitched about 1 centimetre in from the edge through both of the doilies and the tag, so that gives me like a little couple of little tucking spots on the edge of the tag here with those doilies, and of course the same on the back there. Now because I've added these doilies, I also did a little bit of extra stitching around the edge just to give it a bit of decoration. Because I've added these doilies onto this tag, it's probably a little bit fat for this pocket, so it will just fit in, but it's a bit of a tight squeeze. So if you wanted to do this for the pocket, I would recommend cutting it down a little bit before you actually stick the doilies on. So that's the second little element, and I thought for this element I might turn it into like a little ephemera holder. So I've got the book page with the floral decoration for the back and this lined page for the front. So I've just got my cutting mat here, and I thought what I might do is cut some slots into this page that's got the lines on. So I've just lined my page up here on my cutting mat, and I'm going to come in about roughly 1/2 inch from the side with my ruler, and using the lines that are on the card, I'm just going to cut 3 or 4 sections out to give me little slots. So I'm going to count the lines. I'm going to come up 1, 2, 3. On the 4th one, I'm just going to cut between those two lines. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Between those two lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 between those two lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and between those two lines. And then I'll do the same on the other side. So now that I've cut those little sections, I just want to cut out the piece of paper in between those two lines. Now it's a little bit hard to see, so we're going to be winging it a bit. What I'm going to do to make it a bit easy is I'm just going to draw in between those areas so I know which bit I'm cutting away. Just makes it easier to see when it's flat on the page. So now I have my little slotted page here, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of ink on these slots just so they stand out a little bit more against the background of my page here. Now I could just glue those glue these two pages together just right around the edge, but I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and stitch around the edge. So there we go. I've got the decorative page on the back, and then I've just stitched all the way around the edge with a straight stitch and popped a little bit of zigzag stitching on there for decoration. And I've got like a little ephemera slot pocket here. So I might cut a couple of these apart and attach these as well. So I'm just going to take this little number here. I'm going to stick that up here in the top corner. So I've just glued a little number on here, and then I can use these little slots to stash away some of these other bits and pieces. So there's my little stuffed ephemera pocket there, and you can just clip that into your journal. And I've got a few bits and pieces left over, so I might just tuck those into this little pocket, or tuck spot I should say. So there we go. That was really fun to have a play with that kit. I hope you enjoy it and you have a go too. Please share your makes with us in the Facebook group. There is a hashtag, and I'll leave that in the description box below, along with a link to the Facebook group. We'd love to see you over there, so please pop in and join us. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you again next time. Bye.